Again, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Come on, boys. Let's pound and rock.
Working out of the gun. It's Nick.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here comes 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Nick. And that is incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it's going to lead to 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we'll have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game. Coaches love to come out early in the game and establish a very aggressive approach. But I'm just not sure, Mike, if at this point in the game they needed to make this decision. I'm going to be very curious to see, does this come back later in the game to bite them?
Now the first carry for the younger Cook brother. This is James Cook. And let's give him about 4 on that one. Patrick Surtain takes the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Allen. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
And this is where the quarterback's improv skills really kind of come into play. The ability to play off-platform, throw from different arm angles. It's something that we're seeing a lot play out across the league. And yes, you have to throw from a spot in the middle of the pocket. But if you can
and he'll take it on in. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. You're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Bass's kick is good, and the Bills will take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here's Smith to return it. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Here's 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. That's a gain of 14 and a 1st down. Here on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
That goes.
Every staff in the league understands that we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted. The ideal situation is to fill that huddle.
Williams hit, and he loses the football. The Bills have got it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it
It's that
really
heat
just goes
speed.
back to the
It's that heat speed,
fundamentals of
chat.
how
That
they're
heat
taught to
speed.
carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time the team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You saw a great example of it here.
He gets this to the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. One quarter in the books. The Bills with the early advantage. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment.
Nah, brother could play. Brother ain't no simp, chat.
Couple of first downs has them out to the 45-yard line as it's 1st and 10. Allen. Open man downfield. It's Kincaid. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Allen working from the pistol. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's in. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Bills. Well, the play fake.
Let's go.
Tight end. Always a great target down there, as you know, Greg, near the end zone.
And this is where, Mike, so many tight ends do their damage. Down here in the goal line where the threat of run gets so much attention. And oftentimes it just takes the slightest hesitation by a defender. You see a tight end pop wide open. And in this case, results in the touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Here's Smith to return it. A good return as he takes it across the 30. First and 10. Throwing is Nix. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
It was a fine fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
To the sideline and intercepted. Picked off.
Dear.
DeMar Hamlin. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. That's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll go play action here with Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. From the gun, guys out. Into the hands of Coleman. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short. Here we go on 4th down with Allen. And he's going to have the Bills' 1st down. They'll get the conversion. It's a gain of 14.
A little bit of a risky decision for some, Mike, but frankly, I really like it. I think the days of being aggressive on 4th down, even on your side of the field, are here to stay. And while some people say this is over-aggressive, in this case, the aggressiveness paid off, and they're going to keep this drive alive.
He'll find his running back, Cook.
This is a great example of why it's so critical that on defense, everybody does their job. You got a free hit blitzer coming right at the quarterback, but because they don't contain him in the pocket, they allow him to escape, and it doesn't allow that blitz to get home.
He's got it at the 7. He is in. Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, Buffalo. That his 2nd touchdown tonight. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg.
GG.
3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Here's Smith to return it. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. Now a shot here, deep middle. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Nix. Oh, he gets a good read defensively and intercepts it. We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela Rivers, and welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers.
Guys, you got this.
The kicker, Tyler Bass, has us ready to start. Off we go from the Steel City. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Play action. Now, Wilson. He's got a man down the field. It's Austin.
Creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And he'll be taken down. Business inside the 30.
Continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he will carry his offense to the red zone. Inside the 20-yard line. A pickup of 9. Second and a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He's got Freiermuth open on the left side.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. Really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
Seventh play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. In the shotgun, Wilson. This one caught at the 4, and he will score. Calvin Austin, touchdown Pittsburgh. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. He's got it. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing right away is Allen. That's taken in. It's James Cook. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. On the ground, this is James Cook. And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now we're looking at 3rd down. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Steelers with the early lead. And we're back to the Steel City after this. 3rd and a yard. Here's Allen to throw. That one caught. It's knocks the tight end. That's his 1st reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. This one caught by Khalil Shakir. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Allen's going to give it to Cook. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Allen. That's brought in by the tight end, Knox. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Two minutes remaining. 1st half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. Now a 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's his 1st reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. He'll manage only a couple. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. Now Allen. That is hauled in at the 5. And he will get into the end zone. Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Bills.
And here's a great example, Mike, of how experience and having some veteran players at these key spots, they can work so well together. The whole idea is you need to see the game through the eyes of the quarterback, and I think that's what the receiver did such a nice job in. He was on time, he was accurate, and you never fool your quarterback. When you have 2 guys like this that are operating on the same page, you can see the result.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. They go play action with Wilson. This is intercepted. Picked off by Matt Milano. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Here's Allen. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they're going to be He's set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the second quarter. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Allen will give this to Davis. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. They go play action now. Here's Allen. Pass over the middle, but it's incomplete. Trying to find Ray Davis out of the backfield. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they have some big plays in their future.
And he is close to the pilot, but they say he's not in. But he's got the next best thing. No touchdown, but a 1st down. It's 1st and goal. They'll go with the sneak. And he will drive his way into the end zone. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Extra point try by Bass. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. So this being the first half, they elect to still kick the extra point instead of moving it up to the 1. A little bit easier following the penalty, and the kick is good.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Patterson now to return it. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Going up top. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He's trying to set the tone here for the rest of the game and let this defense know there is not a blade of grass on this field that you don't have to defend, because he reared back and he let that eat. And he's going to work a little bit on his touch, a little bit on his accuracy.
On 1st down, Wilson. That's to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Rasul Douglas. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see if we can come out with a hot hand in this second half. About to get started. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. working from the pistol. Escaping the danger. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. One of the Steelers has it. And so much for a nice game through the passing game. Not finishing the play, fumbling the football, and the offense has turned it over, Greg.
Mike, give credit to the defender here for not quitting on this play. They just give up a chunk play in the passing game. He stays after it, and instead of just making a simple tackle, he attacks the ball, knocks it loose, and creates a big takeaway for this defense.
19.
Contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
They go play action now. Wilson.
Come on, big man.
He's already been a little reckless with his decision-making up until this point, Mike, and now it almost backfires on him again. He has to do a better job of finding the matchups, finding the space on the field so everything is not a forced ball into these tight windows.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson, and for a 3rd. He's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They'll go play action here with Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. From the gun, Josh Allen. He's got his man. That's Kincaid. 17 yards on that play. Good for a Bills 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Play fake. Here's Allen. Open man downfield. It's Kincaid. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. On the handoff. This is Cook. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, Second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric team.
Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got us.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Play action. It's Allen. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a fourth down decision to make.
He'll try it now with Cook. And he's going to have the Bills' first down. Oh, they take a chance there on 4th and 1. But it's a gain of 3. And a new set of downs. Pass complete right side to Kincaid. He's taken down just shy of the 10. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. On play action, Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid.
Once the quarterback gets flushed out of the pocket, Mike, he has to make a split-second decision. Does he remain a passer and give his guys time downfield to work open? Or does he turn into a runner, just try to pick up some positive yards with his legs? I think in this case, the extra time paid off. Remained a passer, found an open target downfield, and he's able to get the ball to him for a nice completion.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. So now it's Tyler Bass on in a big spot. This to make it a 2-possession lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So after the made field goal, Bass is back out there to kick it away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll get this complete to his man out of the backfield. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Play action. It's Wilson. He's going to take a shot down the field. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He'll throw it left and has his running back. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Again, Wilson. Comeback route, and he's got it. 19 more on that one, and another first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
Back out is Boswell following the field goal. He'll send this one away. They'll return this from the 11. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. And now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout. At the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. We'll try again here. Second and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
Down, defense.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. All that and more coming up next.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Greg Zuerlein now. He'll handle the honors to get us started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on a national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
Throwing to start here is Tua. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Will McDonald gets in there to take him down. A lot of talk the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that, because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Hey, let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck.
The start less than ideal as they already face a second and long. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Tua going to throw. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Now Rodgers throwing quickly to Wilson. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Here's 3rd and 3. Throwing is Rodgers. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Malik Washington deep for Miami. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive, and the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Here's Achane to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua's going to be taken down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Jets will take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. To throw is Rodgers. Caught by Wilson. Stopped shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Rodgers going to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
first and 10, it's Hall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Now Rodgers. That is incomplete. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Miami set to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here first and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The stop for no gain brings up second and 10 from the 20. A run straight ahead with Achane. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. The way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Motion man is Berrios. Getting this quickly to Berrios. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Out of the gun is again to Achane. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and making sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's Jake Bailey now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. He'll give it to Hall to start the drive. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Rodgers. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Rodgers now to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
The ball under 32. It's 2nd and 2. Here's Rodgers to throw. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Here's Rodgers. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Now it's Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
This is caught. And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Jets post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. To the sideline and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Tua. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Play action. Now it's Tua. That is caught. And he's got this down to the 35. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
Well, let's be honest about the whole thing. When you're looking for a reliable set of hands on 3rd down, the first thought is often not fullback. But that's who they turn to there, and he does a nice job of securing the football and picking up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
2nd and 9. Waddle, the motion man right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass going to turn into a loss. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that brings up third and a full 10 yards.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage. And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series.
It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now.
Now Hall to start the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he completes it to Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now Rodgers. Over the middle, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Throwing is Rodgers.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 37-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. Remember, they had a nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete here.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Rodgers. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
Seems to me that our friend Old Momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New York. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Short throw to Smith. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. His first catch, first time they targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not at all.
Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
In motion left, Hill. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
From midfield, here's Tua. Over the middle to Smith. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Tua sets up to pass it. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Short throw to Smith. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Jonnu Smith, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it was Jonnu Smith, the big tight end, who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The New York set to take the field. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing now is Rodgers. Wilson's got it complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Rodgers. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the gun on third down, Rodgers. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Instead of a 3rd-and-1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second down and 6 now. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
It was a strong first half from the lefty to a Tagovailoa. He had a touchdown pass in that first half, helping his guys to a halftime advantage.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a play fake. Rodgers. This pass out wide to Hall. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Hall on a give up the middle. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go again with Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6. Rodgers now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
It's Wilson. And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. This one from 46 yards out. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
The drive starts with a run from Achane. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Quincy Williams. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to pass. Tua. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. That one complete to Hill. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. This game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 16.
They'll start on the ground. Hall.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
To throw, it's Rodgers. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
In motion, Hill.
Now HN on 1st and 10. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. HN here, they stay on the ground. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
And in the second half of a tie game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
Here's 2nd and 10.
It's Achane.
And down to the 36-yard line here.
50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And that was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
3rd and 3.
In motion, Hill. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line.
The Jets ready to get going again here on offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
We talk about setting a tone or beginning a drive. That run was absolutely textbook. I'm telling you, partner, now they're not just thinking about an easy drive. They're thinking about maybe taking it downfield.
Yeah, started at their 2. Now they've got a heavy amount of breathing room.
Ball again on 2nd down.
And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Ball again.
And he stopped immediately there.
Tyrell Dodson, the one to bring him down.
He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit. And that's what he did on that play.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Here's Rodgers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
74 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now it's Rodgers.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Now a 2nd and 6.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds Wilson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 35. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
2nd and 5.
Rodgers going to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs, and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. Now Rodgers.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the 2nd half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Finding Waddle crossing the field and bringing it in. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Tua. Short throw to Smith. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa.
Throw caught by Achane.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defense? defensive guys. They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Let's get some points on it.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. In motion left, Hill. Now Tua going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff as he'll drop to throw it.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Sanders on for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Jets offense and Breece Hall headed out onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
Well, this offense hasn't been at their best here. They've made some mistakes. They've been frustrated. They've been largely shut down. But then you look up and say, wait a second, this is a one-score game. So they're still very much in this, and they're on the move here with a first down.
Going right back to Wilson.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
2nd down and 4.
To throw is Rodgers. And a completion to Wilson. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Rodgers to throw once more. Over the middle and complete to Wilson. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing now is Rodgers.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The Jets on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Rodgers. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line.
The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
They'll give this to Champ.
And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Achane
gets past 1 man. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, what a great job defensively to stack things up. They were committed to stopping the run. They knew it was coming. And now it looks like they should get the football back as they force an important 3-and-out.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. So Aaron Rodgers and his offense down by 4, 2:13 remaining. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. Second down, 8 yards to go. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
That's pulled in by Wilson. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
On first and 10, it's Hall. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Here's a 2nd and 7. To throw is Rodgers. That is Clark at the 7-yard line.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1. Now Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Zerline good with a PAT. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Here's 1st and 10. Tua. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Throwing Tua. Complete. Smith has it. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
This definitely four-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here. Here's Tua. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Fourth down, 10 yards to go.
Play it safe, boys. Let's get a few yards on this play.
Now Tua. That is caught. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. So a big one coming now for Jason Sanders. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Back to throw, Rodgers. Got a man. It's the rookie out of the 3rd round. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Rodgers to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Here's Rodgers. And his throw is going to be incomplete. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. So it's the Dolphins who are going to get the football first here as we are back underway now in overtime. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now here come the Dolphins. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Achane to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. There was Will McDonald bursting in there and making that play.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
Those chains, keep it moving.
First throw of the OT session for Tua. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And got his man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
And how about that? So many times the big play is what does it in overtime. They got one there, move the ball past midfield, and now you know they're on the move, looking to score the game-winning touchdown because a field goal won't finish the game.
And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated by the replay official here in the stadium. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. 3rd and 12. Now Tua. Another catch there for Waddle. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game. And, boy, they did it well.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. First throw of overtime for Rodgers. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively at 2nd down. This being their second opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. Now it's Rodgers. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Give to Hall running right. And he is met at the line of
scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. On play action, Rodgers. And his throw here is incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call. But when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
And it's caught here by Adams. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Sliding out of the pocket. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Now Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to convert by plenty.
Up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. They are in field goal range. 3 points now would win it. Here's 2nd down. Straight ahead is Hall. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Okay, so interesting here. A field goal would win this thing. But the kicking team on the sideline, and this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. So it's a win here for the Jets. Now, we've said it so many times in the past, but it was Aaron Rodgers, CD, who really led the way.
Yeah, some of these DBs are going to be tossing and turning tonight, partner. He really had their number. Wound up with well over 300 yards passing and 2 touchdowns to boot.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. And with that, we sign off from Miami.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's all up next.
Banked by the Ohio River and the city's abundance of hills. We're at Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Welcome in, everyone. Keith Scott, Brock Hewitt on the call for you for this one. And I'm sure a lot of people in attendance and watching from home, Brian, really got the winner lead up in their mind. But I'll tell you one thing, we've got a sideline down there ready to dispel that eye test.
Well, all that talk before the game is just that. Talk. You can look at past performance. You can look at metrics. You can spin any numbers you want. But we're about ready to kick this thing off. And from there, it's anybody's game.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And we're off and running at Paycor Stadium. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over at LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Sending a receiver left. On first down, here's Burrow. His first pass falls incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Get out of here with a win,
Burrow has a man and a round. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. A.J. Terrell making that stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Don't let us go.
Burrow from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. That's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I know the combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. First game of the game here to Chase Brown. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up.
What are you guys doing? A waste of time. Take it up. That always do.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll run again to the ground. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
They can't stop us. Stop the
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 12 there. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Straight ahead, it's Burrow. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Brown again. Jukes one defender. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Burrow out of the shotgun. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Play action now, Burrow. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Pearson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Ray McLeod. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end of Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game. But he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back in Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL. They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Robinson. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Falcons will have a first.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. In the shotgun, Penix stays in the pocket. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can come in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Here's second and 2. He's on the move. He's running away. This one goes for 3 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
First and 10 from the 41. We've got a man in motion. We go play action. Here's Penix. Finds him on the crossing route. That one goes for 25 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's first and 10. Shotgun snap to give to Robinson. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. No progress on first down, and they'll bring up second and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Play action. Here's Penix. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons finish off their opening drive. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons start off well to tie things 7-7. To kick it away, here's Pinion. return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Cincinnati headed back out for its second drive now. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Great throw to a nice route and catch to move in the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Burrow setting up the play action. On target to his man Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Inside give. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. Here we go, 2nd and 9. It's money in left. And he's taken down at the 30. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing off the play fake here. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. The disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So it's 2nd down coming up.
You know, down here in the red zone where there's a touchdown on the line, you really want to read the quarterback's eyes as a defender. Make sure you know where that throw is going and get in position to swat it away. That is well done.
Close to the 8. He has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. So this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. The Bengals take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Avery Williams on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Falcons taking the field for their 2nd drive. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
And those are the completions they rely on in their passing game.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Penix working from the gun. Nowhere to go with it, so Higgins throws it away.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just caught.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Look out, it's Robinson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
All on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing Penix. It's London. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. First is man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give the quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Puts him on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds just short of the red zone. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Penix out 1st down. This time they didn't get there. They drop it.
For yourself, and they do get home that side.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack.
The nice thing about a drag route is it works versus zone. You can find that soft spot and get a completion, but they can be very effective when you've got an excellent route runner running away on that drag route for man coverage.
And the Bengals bring it out a 5th DB. They're in the nickel, 3rd down. Here's Penix. Catch is made in close. And he gets it to the 1, but goes out just before the goal line. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Washington. That gets them a 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver could easily get out of bounds.
And he runs it across, touchdown. The Falcons cut it to a low point on the scoreboard. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown.
Where is the defense?
coup on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons tie things up at 14. To kick it away, here's Pinion. His return starts at the 5. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Burrow back to throw. Completes this one to Chase. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. 16 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st down, here's Burrow. Oh, man, it's Gesicki. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl. It's great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Motion man sent left. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, they've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he's stopped. Now we wait to hear what this flag is all about. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes them back quite a ways. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. They motion the tight end over. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Chase coming in motion right. Play action now. Burrow. Pushed out of the pocket. And they bring him down around the 34.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
On 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson from the right hash. This is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good.
Every bit of the strength to send that puppy through.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. McLeod now returning it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now here come the Falcons on offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They go play action here. It's Bijan Robinson. He's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. On the shotgun, Penix. One's complete to London. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them the 1st down.
1st and 10, Robinson. They'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Slated downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on 1st. And a little space is all he needed to reach that 35-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
They won't snap any time. That is going to be the end of the 1st quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. For our 2nd quarter, it's Falcons football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
A tough snap, Robinson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. The main cracks with the play defensively. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Hand off to Robinson, running right. Defenders are there to get him at the line. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. Back-to-back runs, yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8.
As a corner in this league, well, you go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
Extra DB out there for the Bengals. 3rd down coming. Penix making it pass. Just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalked up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So now on fourth down, the Falcons electing to send young Brett Koo after the field goal. On the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. The kick by Arch is good. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
To kick it away, here's Pinion. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So now here comes the Bengals on offense. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Feel it.
Out of the shotgun, bro. Guys, target, it's Higgins. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Second and 3 now.
Let's get in that end zone.
He's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They gain 14 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They send him left out of the slot. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, look at this. Here he goes.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Keep it rolling, boys. Keep it rolling.
Burrow setting up the play action. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. Without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Pretty obvious this defense. They need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
For how well they were moving the ball on this possession, surprising. Surprising to see them get caught up now. And even more surprising, Kate, to see them knock so far backwards with a sack. At this point, well, you got to get back on schedule. Maybe even a manageable fourth down if you don't get the first.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11.
Can't keep up with our attack offense. That ball down the field.
Burrow out of the shotgun. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
On 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. He was good on his first kick. Going to need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. And this kick is
Start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here comes Williams on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Field flipping return as he brought it down on the opposite side of the 50. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Penix now. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When he saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Play action. Here's Penix. They'll get this complete to Pitts. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover it.
And they bring him down around the 34. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
They go play action. Here's Penix. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. It was Geno Stone up there to make that play. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. From the 29. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. action on the last play, and now it's third down. Play fake, he'll throw. Rolling out to his left. He's got it. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it could suck the wind out of that defense.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Slot receiver headed left. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line, thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Carry for Robinson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 5 on that play. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you could be a Pro Bowler.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Penix here from the gun.
There's something off in the rhythm of the passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So now on 4th down, the Falcons elected to send young Ku after the field goal. Very short kick here from the right hand. The kick by Lutz is good. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
To kick it away, here's Pinion. His return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Y'all scoring on this drive. I feel it. All right, all back.
Burrow to the air now. This one taken in by Chase. He's contained at the line for no gain. D. Alford getting there for the stop.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Down like a lawnmower, baby. Drive some offense.
And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Stopped by Grady Jarrett. No gain that time, and now they'll face 3rd and 11.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. He's up this one off to his running back, complete. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. and the Falcons will take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're going play action. He's got a man left. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively they call that camera play. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Robinson on the inside game. He breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Remain cracked with the play defensively. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down, it's Penix. He throws it to the side. He gains it. Gets the play. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons take a 2nd quarter lead. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Koo on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons break that tie and now lead by 7. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Here's a return from the 7. This return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Bengals ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. First and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. He's got a gain of 6 there. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays on the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Play action now. Burrow. He lines it up. Looking deep to the right side. Brought in inside the 20. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move in this league. Short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. They put a receiver in motion here left. Straight ahead is Brown. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 4 yards does get him back to even, partner, but they're left with 3rd and 10 now.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Falcons go in nickel to defend this 3rd down play. They go play action here. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Butker knocks it through.
Inside field goal range, he's delivering.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix finds him over the middle. And he gets him around 6 there. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He's going to push one deep down the right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Penix working from the gun. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
It's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
So with the Falcons set to punt on 4th, on comes Bradley Pinion. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Bengals and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. First and 10 now from the 30.
I want to see points at the end of this drive. Just keep the ball moving.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 39. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. this down to the 44 before he stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down, Burrow to throw. He finds his man Chase. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. D. Alford getting there for the stop. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Second and 6 coming up here. They send a man in motion. Burrow setting up the play action. And it's Gesicki. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
Third and a lone yard coming up. To throw again, it's Burrow. Placed beyond the marker. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They've got first down from the 31.